All right, TSL, let's get it. I'm going to show you today how to read a book every single day. Wouldn't you like that? See, nowhere is it written that you have to read a book cover to cover. It's not in any constitution. It's not in any state law. It's just something that we've been trained to do. We've always been taught that we have to read a book cover to cover in order to be smart. And that's not so. I'm going to show you one of the best ways to amplify your learning. And you don't have to read an entire book. The major reason why people don't like to read is because it all stems back from grade school. Dude, I didn't read my first book cover to cover until I was 25. And it was only when I was in a rock bottom moment that I read because I was interested in changing my profession. I wanted to get into sales. So I went to the library and checked out a book on sales just to see if I could even do it. I didn't even know what sales was. And that book that I read changed everything. And 24 years later, man, I'm still in sales, doing very well. So in grade school, we were taught to read a book, power through it, and at the end, we had to get a grade. So we did the best we could. Maybe you read the book. Maybe you read the beginning pages of a chapter and the last few pages of a chapter, and you still didn't know what the hell you read. Maybe you spent all the time and read the whole book through and through, and it still didn't resonate with you, and you took the test, and you still failed the test. So no wonder you don't like to read. I get it. And so once we got the certificate in high school, in college, we got out, and we ran away from books. But books will take you to places that you never even thought possible, and you never realized what was possible because you didn't read the books that resonate with you. There are books that some wealthy people say change their entire lives. I've started reading some of those books, and it didn't mean anything to me. How to influence friends, how to influence people and win friends, or whatever it's called, Dale Carnegie. People rave about that book. Didn't resonate with me. I've tried many times in many different seasons in my life. No one's home. Didn't resonate with me. Doesn't make me an idiot. It just doesn't resonate with me. That's why there's a gabillion books out there, because what you don't rock with on one book, you can rock with another. So you get out of school, you get the grade, and you move on with life. And you never return back to the books because you're not getting graded. And that's the biggest deceitful thing. Life says, hey, you got options. You don't have to read, but you are still getting a grade. It's called success. So here's what I want you to do. Looking at a whole book. Let me just take a book I just finished. Dude, I bought this book in 2014. It's 2021. I just now read the book. I tried several times. I just couldn't rock with it. So a book like this, how many chapters is in it? I mean, how many pages is in it? 655 pages. You look at a book like this and you read online that, you can change everything if you just set 30 minutes aside for yourself or read 10 pages a day. And I get the notion of all that, but the problem is you look at the thickness of this book and you say 654 pages, 10 pages a day. That's going to take me, if I read it every single day, that's going to take me like 2.5 months to read it. It's bullshit. I'm not going to read it because you get bored with it. It gets stale. A lot of your books have fluff in them. They do. They're fluffed to make it look like that if you're going to spend $25, it's worth all the money in the world. And they make you feel special about yourself. Don't worry about it. So what I want you to do, Here's how you get back into reading one book every single day. What I want you to do is I want you to grab a book that maybe someone gave to you as a gift, a book that's been sitting on your shelf, a book that's in your parents' room, whatever. Grab the book, go to the content section, find one chapter that interests you, that piques your curiosity. And what I want you to do is I want you to read that one chapter. That's it. Nothing more. Even if you're starting to salivate over it, close the book, walk away from it. And what I want you to do is I want you to take one thing from that book and apply it to your life that day. You can't go back to it. You can't keep reading, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up that thirst, that consistency. And I want to keep it so simple that you just do one chapter, you don't get overwhelmed, and you keep it spicy, meaning that tomorrow I get to read a whole brand new book, and the next day I get a whole brand new book from there. And what happens is it's going to pique your curiosity. You may circle back around and read another chapter from the book, but you can only do it the day after, not the next day, because what I want you to do, keep it spicy, keep it rocking. So read that one chapter, close the book, apply that one thing to your life. Now think about this. If you do this every single day, it's new, it's random, it's cool. Maybe there's something on asteroid physics. I don't know. Doesn't really interest me, but I'm kind of curious. Okay, read one chapter of something that gets talked about in asteroid physics. You don't have to get all bogged down on how asteroid physics was produced. It doesn't matter. Read that one chapter. Find something that resonates with you, and it may not even have anything to do with asteroid physics, but you take it and you run with it, and you apply that one thing. Now, if you do this every single day, 7 days, that's 7 new enhancements. 30 days, it's 30 new enhancements. And some enhancements will click in line, will link the chain to something else. So it's not like you have 30 different combinations to your lock. No, because some things may stack on top of another. And when you do this repeatedly over and over again, some of the things are going to rhyme. Some of the things are going to deepen. They're going to embed into your soul. They're going to embed into your soul. And it's going to change your whole life. Well, Marsh, that's all fine and good, but I have no books and I'm broke. Okay. So here's another thing you can do. You got a cell phone. So go to your library. Well, Marsh, I owed them $1 since 1986. It's okay. Go to the library. You don't have to show your card when you get in. Go to the library, walk the aisles, find a book. Same thing. Find a chapter that resonates with you. Read that one chapter. That's it. Close it and walk away. Now, why do I have my cell phone? Why'd you bring that up? Because what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of that one page or a few pages that resonates with you. And then maybe when you get home, make some notes on those kind of different things. That's what I want you to do. And when you get your money up, then go back and buy the book to support the author and let them know that your book changed everything for me. Same thing. Brand new books come out. The library doesn't quite have them yet. Go to Books A Million. Go to Barnes & Noble. Walk the aisles. You don't have to buy anything. Read one chapter, apply it to your life, carry on. I'm telling you, man, it's going to change everything. I will venture to say this. When someone says that a book changed their life, the book did not change their life. It was most likely a chapter from that book, or maybe a chapter and a half that created the spark that became the bonfire of success. And what it did is it created that spark. It brought about newfound energy, new knowledge, something that mentally and physically and financially changed them. And all of a sudden they saw some options that were available to them the whole time, but they didn't realize it until they saw it on the page. And then they took off with it from there. It wasn't the whole book that changed their lives. Really, as a matter of fact, tell me your favorite book. Now, why is it your favorite book? You can probably bring up one chapter that says, this is why it's my favorite book. It was probably one chapter. It was probably a little corner piece, and that was it. Changed everything. And then what happened? What? Everything stacked up for you. Everything got in line with you. And you took off from there. Now, I don't like to read. For all my non-readers out there, reading is important, but I'm not going to throw hell and condemnation on you because you don't like to read. Just because you don't like to read is no excuse for not being willing to learn. So you want to read through the ears, podcast, YouTube videos. But what I want you to do is I want you to pick a podcast. Most podcasts, most videos are sectioned off. So they have sections, much like a table of contents in a book, that you can listen to 10, 15, 20 minutes of that podcast. I don't want you to jump around to 50 different podcasts, to 50 different YouTube videos. I want you to focus on this one thing, because the purpose is to consume so that way you can produce. Okay? You're consuming to produce. You're applying it to your life and doing something productive. There's no sense in just pouring. I know a lot of people who just read, but they don't apply anything. I know a lot of people who listen, but don't apply it. They can tell you what's wrong with the world, yet they're not one of the ones that are willing to change the world. They're willing to sit on the sidelines. They got no nuts. They're not willing to put themselves in risk failure, look stupid in the meantime. But if they would do that, oh my God, not only would their lives change, but the whole world would freaking change if more people did that. So just because you don't like to read is no excuse that you cannot learn. Books are one method. The podcast, YouTube videos, all those kind of different things. All right? Let me know how your progress is going. You can connect with me at marshbuice.com, MARSHBUICE, looks like juice with a B in front.com. There you will find over 662 episodes of the Sales Life podcast where you can take it on the move, or be sure to subscribe to this channel. Be sure and share this episode with someone else who don't like to read but wants to change everything in their lives. I got the episode for you. With that, remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is the sale you own you. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.